Hi everybody, so welcome to the third and final video in our little project motorcycle tank with some flake, some large 0.015 inch flake, which is the first time I've ever done anything with flake that big. So I'll put a link in the description to the other two videos, so if you stumble across this one and you're wondering where the other ones are, I'll put the link in each description for each of the other videos, so that you'll be able to find them, no matter which one you stumble on. But this is the final one, so this is Clearcoat. So I'm using a W400 to do the Clearcoat on this, which I don't often use. I normally, if I'm using full size guns, and you'll see this video isn't that long, the bigger guns do make light work of motorcycle tanks, especially these ones, because they're not particularly big. But we've got to get to this stage. We've gone through the various parts that we've done in the other videos, which, as I say, I'll put the links in there. But you can see here that what we've done is we've completely flattened it with a sanding disc. I've gone down to 1000 grit, which is what I normally do for anything that I want to clear over. I find that 1000 is enough. You can go to 1500, 2000 if you want, but I find 1000 is normally enough to clear. Normally covers those scratch marks, so you can't see anything. Well, you can see by the end result when you see. There's a video at the end of it in sunlight, and there's some photos as well of it in the shade, so you can see the different ways it changes colour. But it's actually come out quite well, I think. So you'll see me using a heat gun, and you'll see me, because these videos are edited, you'll see me using a heat gun sometimes, and sometimes it's farther away like it was earlier, and now you'll see it's closer. But the bits where it's closer are the bits where I've let it cure for about half an hour, and now I'm just putting some heat, maybe even an hour, it depends how warm it is, maybe even an hour, as I say. And now I'm trying to put some heat back in before I put another coat on. There's only 2 coats of this, because it only needs 2 coats. There's plenty of clear on it. It was just to get it flat, really, so that it's a nice flat finish. So we're putting some heat in there and trying to get it up to temperature. It's 11 degrees Celsius, which is about 52 Fahrenheit. So it's not cold, but it's not warm either. So it's always a good idea, if you can, if you haven't got a heat lamp, use a heat gun. They're much cheaper. But you need to be careful with them. If you go too close and put too much heat immediately after you do the clear coat, it's not going to have enough time to run out, to get it flatter. And also you can get solvent trapped in there, solvent pop. So you do need to be careful. This one was absolutely fine, but if you do some clear coat and then immediately go on with the heat gun, you'll find that you can get solvent pop in the colder weather. In the summer, you wouldn't even need a heat gun. If it's nice and warm, you wouldn't need a heat gun. You just go ahead and do it. Anyway, let's talk a bit more about the W400. The reason I use the W400 is because I don't use it often, because I just prefer, I suppose, the GTI Pro Lite. But the W400 is a really, really good gun. It's supremely well made. There's absolutely loads of bits for it, because it's an old gun, so it's older technology, although this is a newer version of the older gun. This one is the BA4-2 end cap, which is what, as far as I know, it's what you get with the Bellaria. So if you buy a Bellaria W400, it's the same cap you get with it. The one I've got is actually a special edition, but it's the same thing. But there's loads and loads of stuff on eBay you can find. I mean, I'm in the UK, and there's going to be loads in the States, wherever you are. If you're in Australia, there's going to be loads of stuff, because they've just been around for so long. So people have stuff laying in the garage for, I don't know, 5, 10, 15 years, but it all fits it. So you can get nozzles from, well, I've got a 0.8 nozzle for it actually, which is for a W200, but the W200 stuff fits the W400 as far as the nozzles go. So I've got a load of different nozzles and a gun that can do loads of different things, including primer work, especially if you've got like a 1.8 tip or I think they do a 2mm tip. But you can use it for primer, etc, etc. So it's a good one gun. If you're after just one gun, it's ideal for it. As I say, really, really well made. But I've got probably about about 6 or 7 different tips for it now. and I've got 3 different caps, and including the gun and all the tips and caps, it probably cost me about 400 quid, which is about 540 US dollars. So you can see that you can pick up some bargains out there for the various bits, just because it's been around so long. And people tend to overlook them, don't they? They tend to think, oh, you know, the WS400 is out now or whatever, and people tend to like the newer stuff for whatever reason, and they sell the old stuff off cheaper, and you can get some really good finishes with the older stuff. Now I'm using Max Meyer 0300, which I don't know whether you can get that all around. As I say, I'm in the UK, but I normally use a U-Pole 2K clear, but the Max Meyer is definitely coming up. The 0300 is definitely coming up with much more shine and retaining more shine when it's dry. At the end of this this little video here, I've got some photos of this in the shade, and then I've got another little video I did with a better quality camera, it's my phone camera, of it in the sun, and you can see the finish is absolutely superb. So the Max Meyer 0300 is definitely a good clear, I would say. But you know, I've got a few more jobs to do, which I'm going to try and flip between the two, and we'll see how we go. And eventually I'll be able to do some comparisons. I'm after a tank the same as this, because I think it's a good idea to compare things like for like. So if I can get another tank the same as this, I can do some like comparisons of different guns and clear coats with the same well, the same 2 tanks, if that makes sense. So just a quick thank you to all the subscribers. We've had quite a few new subscribers, which is always good to see. It always gives you a bit more impetus, or gives me a bit more impetus to go out there and do a bit more. So it's always welcome. And just to leave you with a few photos now, you can see how the difference, how it looks in the shade. This is in the shade, so it looks more of a darker, deeper orange, and you can see the gold or bronze of the flake in there. But when you see it in a second, you'll see the video of it in the sunshine, it takes on a whole different mood. It becomes a lot more orange, and where the sun catches it, you can see you get the gold of the flake. So you can put as much flake on as you want. I didn't want to overdo it because I didn't want it too heavily flaked. But I think it's come out well. I think it's come out really well. I've got another little video coming up of the table I use, so I'll upload that soon after this one, and you can see the little table I use when I'm spraying. Alright, thanks everybody, thanks for watching, take care, cheers, bye bye.